So, hello and a very warm welcome to our podcast series, CPAs Unplugged. And today on the show, we have a very special guest, Tim Moy, who's the managing partner at MBE CPAs. So, Tim, welcome to the show.
Welcome. Thank you. Very glad to be here.
So Tim, so this is an amazing place. So I landed in Milwaukee yesterday, drove down to Baraboo and had the most amazing drive, and it feels so warm and cozy here.
Yeah, the geography is special. There's so much good stuff to do outside here. We have 4 very distinct seasons. Everybody is so warm and kind. When you pass somebody on the street, even if they don't know you, they smile at you and say hi. There's just really very few places like it in the world.
So you've been born and brought up in Wisconsin?
Yep. I've been in Wisconsin my whole life. I moved to Baraboo when I was 10 years old. And, while I like to travel and visit other places, I'm always glad to go and I'm always glad to come home.
So, what's it that you love most about Wisconsin?
It's the people. Everybody's so genuine. If you drive down the street and somebody's having car trouble, you stop. It's just nobody's indifferent to anybody else. We all realize that it's not about one of us, it's about all of us. And just to be in a community where people care about each other, that just really enriches my life. So I'm just really proud to be part of it.
And, I saw on your LinkedIn that you're also a very big Scotty sports fan.
Yeah, Scotty, right? So Packers, Bucks, Brewers. Our Brewers just lost. Our Packers had a rough week, but, we're
pick up.
Yeah, and we're hoping this new quarterback, Jordan Love, really takes off. And so, even the Wisconsin Badgers, a lot of neat stuff going on with the Badgers now. They have a new head coach. And that's the neat thing about living in Baraboo is you're a couple hours from Green Bay, you're a couple hours from Milwaukee, a couple hours from Chicago, hour from Madison, less than 3 hours from Minneapolis. And from there, of course, from those big cities, you can get any place fast with air travel. So it really is accessible.
You seem to be a very fun-loving guy.
Oh, I just love what I do. It's really, it's a passion. I have a passion for my community. I have a passion for my CPA community. I have a passion for the industry and the business that I get to work with, MBE CPAs. And really what drives that passion, it's really the clients I get to work with and the employees I get to work with, or the clients I get to work for and the employees I get to work with. And then besides all that, I really love the work. So when you get to the trifecta,
isn't accounting supposed to be boring, Tim?
Yeah, for some people it is. I think one of the things that's really unique about our industry or our company compared to a lot of our industries is we tend to not sit in our cubes all day. We tend to, and just do the work, we tend to really connect with our clients. Our clients are our friends, our coworkers are our friends. And so for me, it's what I tell people is part of having a rich life is recognizing that the relationships are more important than the transactions. And for me,
a rich life, you're at a managing partner level.
Yeah.
You're the boss. So how about an associate, a staff, a senior?
Yeah.
What's life for them at MBE?
So one of the really cool things about our firm is we get our staff connected to our clients super fast, almost in a proprietary way, because one, we want our staff to understand the purpose of what they're doing is for this human on the other side. And so when, the client is not just a number and the associate is not just a number. None of us are numbers. Now we all have to do transactions to make a living and play our part, but it's bigger than that. There's a passion and there's a purpose behind it. And so that's really what's unique about a firm of we have 200 people in the CPA firm, and we have 350 people overall. We employ approximately about 15% of our staff is remote in the U.S., and we have another 15 to 20% of our staff that is remote internationally. And yet we're in 11 small communities in Wisconsin.
And very, very closely knit communities.
Yeah, and we're coming to Arizona real soon, so I'm super excited about that.
And you also have an amazing international expansion which is happening.
Yeah. We just hired 20 people over in West Africa, Ivory Coast of West Africa, and we have a couple people in India. We have about a dozen people in the Philippines and about 5 people in Bulgaria. So it's and we'll do more. It's just really where we go is really not a decision that we will make. The world will tell us where to go, based on the employees that want to be loyal to we want to do business with people who believe what we believe. When we find that you're doing business with people who believe what you believe, it's not, the money's important. Everybody's got to make money, but it's not just the money. It's the money plus. And so in my mind, rich isn't just determined in how much money you have or how much money you make. It's almost the emotional returns you get from what you do.
So talking about money, Tim, and we see that with a lot of accountants, especially Gen Z and those youngsters, right? And when they look at accounting, they typically look at the entry level salaries, which are good, but not as good as perhaps tech or a few other fields. And they sort of get not so excited about this, longer hours, lesser pay. And then, some of them, of course, get to, manager and then partner level. So do partners make money?
Yeah, our partners are leading the industry in their compensation. So that's exciting. We have a little bit different model in that we have several affiliates that make money unrelated to time. So I would characterize us as probably the most entrepreneurial CPA firm I've ever met. Besides our core tax accounting and client accounting service business and audit assurance, we also have around 10 different affiliates.
Wow.
That service the industry in wealth, property management, HR, payroll services, marketing, NetSuite implementation firm. We're a top 10 NetSuite implementation firm in the United States. We've been doing it for over 18 years. We've developed our own ERP system for the CPA industry. So we actually have clients that are other CPA firms, and we work with other CPA firms to develop revenue unrelated to time, because that is really how most CPA firms understand leverage, but they really only think of leverage in the sense of human capital leverage. We think of leverage in the sense of human capital leverage and brand leverage. And so when we're leveraging our brand, a lot of times we are figuring out how to unlock making money unrelated to time. And that is something the CPA industry has missed for many years. And so I'm excited because I see us unlocking it every day.
Wow. That's very entrepreneurial, right?
Yeah. And that's what I love is, I think a lot of CPAs, there's a book called E-Myth by Michael Gerber, and a lot of CPAs are technicians and they turn themselves into entrepreneurs. I am more of an entrepreneur who happened to go through a CPA accounting and get a degree. But I was an entrepreneur when I started that journey, and I'm still an entrepreneur. And so for me, it's how do I make it better for my people, my clients, the people who are following me and believing what I believe. That matters a lot to me. And it's not just a community, an industry, a clientele, and associates and partners. And so I get up every day pretty excited about what I do. And I just can't imagine what else I would do in life.
So Tim, you've grown MBE from a very small CPA firm to the top 1% in the country.
Yeah.
And, of course, you're super entrepreneurial. How do you kindle the spirit among your team, among your partners, among the 350 people who work for you? How do you keep this spirit, the entrepreneurial spirit alive? How do you kindle it? How do you?
I think it's a lot about how you treat people, right? If you're genuine and people see that, then they want to be genuine. And so, all of our partners are extremely accessible. We had 19 interns in this summer. I got to work with every one of them, talk to every one of them.
Wow.
And several of my partners.
Somebody can just walk into your office?
Yep.
Okay.
Or if they are remote, virtually or domestic, they're welcome to WebEx me. I'm pretty much available. If I'm not doing something with my family after hours and somebody reaches out to me, I just reply, because that's the way I would want to be treated. And it's really important to me to treat others the way I want to be treated.
That's amazing. And I read about your personal mission to be your client's most trusted advisor. So you're great to your employees, and then you have time for your clients.
Well, it's all commingled, right? It's my personal life. A lot of good things that have come to me outside of my professional life, I can tag back to something that happened in my professional life. If I'm sitting at a friend's wedding for one of their kids. Well, maybe they were a client or an employee. So it's all connected. And today we kind of are constantly trying to separate. I think I've just accepted that it's all connected. And, I feel emotionally richer for it and happier.
And very emotionally invested as well.
Yeah. I tell people I get up every day and I drive to work faster than I drive home because I'm excited to get to work. And on the way home, I'm exhausted.
And you have a lovely pickup truck.
Yeah. Everybody in Wisconsin has a pickup truck. But yet I ran my race so hard every day. I'm happy to just take a little few minutes to myself on the ride home. I've got about a 7-minute ride home. It's beautiful every day. I see green around me. Other than when it's snowing in Wisconsin, it's a very lush community. But even in the winter, there's some things in the winter that you can do in Wisconsin that you can't do a lot of places, whether it's downhill skiing or snowmobiling.
Wisconsin also has more lakes than Minnesota.
A ton, yeah. So we have
they brand the 10,000.
Yeah, well, we have a lot of lakes. You don't have to drive far for a lake. We have a great boating season in the summer where you can water ski or just go hang out. So it's a lot of fun to be in Wisconsin. It really is. And it kind of gets this moniker of being in the Midwest and a little bit slower, but it's just a great life. And for me, I would rather live in the Midwest and vacation in those bigger communities than live in the bigger, more expensive communities and vacation in the Midwest. Right next to Baraboo is a small community called Wisconsin Dells. More hotel rooms in Wisconsin Dells than any city, including Milwaukee, in the state of Wisconsin. And Milwaukee has over 2 million people.
Wow.
It's called the water park capital of the world. So we have about 6 water parks that each have over a football field under a roof of water slides. And so that's kind of something that's happened all over the country, and it really started in my backyard. It's very exciting to see. We have over 6 million people a year come to Wisconsin Dells as tourists.
Wow.
We welcome them from, a lot over the Midwest, but really all over the world.
Amazing. So, Tim, this is super good. But now I'll take a step back, and that we're talking about accounting and the accounting community. One of the things that we hear very loud these days across CPA firms is that there's an accounting shortage. There's not enough talent here. We go to universities and they're reporting a decline in accounting enrollments, both at the graduate as well as the undergrad level. What do you think of it? I mean, do you see the accounting shortage?
There's definitely an accounting shortage, and we want our people to work. We basically want our people to work a little bit less every year and make a little bit more, and grow so that they can have a better quality of life. And we offer things. A lot of our schedules are by choice. So once you get to a certain level of tenure, you kind of get to flex your schedule however you want. With us, you can also decide where you work from. We find that the optimum situation is when you're in the office some and, you have the opportunity to work from home. We have people that are going to travel and, they're going to workcation for a month, and they'll work during the day and they'll vacation in the evening, and then they'll come home.
But Tim, not everybody thinks like that. I mean, you're doing a great job and you have a great vision here, but do all CPA firms think alike? Is the community coming together? Is the accountant shortage propelling them a little bit?
CPAs are extremely consistent and slow to change as an industry. But, it's happening. We can feel it happening. Is it happening as fast as it should? Maybe, maybe not. It is happening. It's not going to happen lightning fast. A lot of our leaders in the profession are a little bit older. And so, but when something works, we tend to be leaders. We just want to see it work first. And I believe we're on the forefront of seeing it work.
So you're seeing the future CPA is going to have a better work-life balance, make more money, enjoy vacations.
Yep. It's a great profession.
Unheard of things.
Yeah. No, it's really a great story. And I think it's a great, opportunity. I love sitting in a boardroom with other CPAs. We're fairly like-minded. We get stuff done fairly dynamically and fast. And really, I just consider all my partners friends. And, they're what I call MBE CPAs and its affiliates my professional family. And we talk about the professional family a lot. And, if your brothers or sisters need something in your paternal or maternal family, what won't you do for them? And it's the same thing as a professional family. The duty of care is super high. And, when you care about each other, they just take care of you.
Absolutely, I think this is really, really noble. So, Tim, that there's an accountant shortage here, right? And of course, you're, I think, advocating for a better work-life balance, better pay, a better journey, a better life as an accountant, as a CPA, and of course, trying to find talent. What are the solutions that you see for the community as a whole, and for you in particular? What are the things that you're doing? I mean, I hear you expanding overseas, sending work out.
So we're doing it. We're expanding overseas. We're allowing workplace location to be a little bit of a discussion or a choice.
Flexibility.
Again, somebody if they have to earn the right to work from home, meaning if you're going to go from home and not produce, you're not a good fit for our firm. But if you're going to go from home and be accountable, we talk a lot in our accounting industry about being accountable. If you're accountable, you're going to have you're going to have a great life. And so for me, it's just now we've got affiliates where we're offering other services outside of accounting to our clients. We've developed other products like Practice ERP for the industry. Our firm is focusing a lot on niching or industry specialization. So we've got a real estate team, an agricultural team, a retail tourism team, a professional services team, a manufacturing team. And so it's not just that you're going to specialize technically, but over time you can also have some specialty in an industry that maybe you enjoy more of an industry than something else. Yet the larger firms will pigeonhole you into one industry or one thing. We're small enough that if you want to have a major minor in your profession, whether it's two niches or an industry and a specialty, we can allow you to pick and choose and chase things that you're passionate about. One example I gave you this morning was, we had probably 10 years ago, we had one of my partners had said he wanted to get his CVA and become a valuation analyst. So we not only sent him, but we sent two other people to get their CVA, and they've really grown our CVA department and business evaluations. And, it's been very successful for us. And it wasn't that our firm woke up someday and said, we should do that. One of our people said, I want to do that. And the firm supported them in doing that through their career.
And it's like the person was like an entrepreneur again, entrepreneur, building that up for the firm.
They just found something that they were passionate about, and they found purpose.
And you back them up.
And then we just back them. And that'll just keep happening again and again in our firm. And that's why our firm, I don't think we're building a firm. I believe we're building a firm to last. And I just want all of our people to not only think about the here and now in the short term, but also think about their career and their life. And I believe we've got a great recipe.
And, Tim, when we were talking earlier today, and you spoke about how MBE has an advantage of a small firm and a big firm. I mean, of course, you guys are part of the RSM Alliance. So how do you see that panning along?
Well, what I love is that when it's advantageous to us to be a small firm, any one of our 11 offices can act like they have, 10 or 20 people in a small town. And if they want to, they can evolve, and we can be a firm of 200 to 300 people with resources of the affiliates. And then if that's not large enough, we can quickly evolve into one of the top 5 firms in the country. And we can scale based on the situation and based on the needs of the client. And very few other firms, most firms they are who they are. We have the ability to metamorphosize based on the client's needs, and really based on the employee's needs too, or the associate's needs.
How has your experience been with RSM Alliance? How long has MBE been a part of the Alliance?
Yeah, so our industry is very fortunate. We have some really good alliances, not just RSM, but BDO, Crow. There's also a lot of good networking going on in our industry. It's one of the things we're very good at. And really, RSM, BDO, where they've helped us is, if we wanted to go do something in another country, very fast we can get RSM on the phone and they'll help us. And so having access to those types of networks, and there's 75 other firms, I think, in the RSM Alliance with us, and we network with them. And so it's just another way of looking at a community. And every time you give to your community, whether it's an industry or a firm or a local community, it seems to just come back to you. And so when you're just looking at it as I want to just continuously invest every day in the people around me, that whether it comes back in financial wealth or emotional wealth, and oftentimes the reality is both, because people can see you're passionate about something. And so it's just, you just get up every day and go do that. And the rest just really works out well every time.
Amazing. So Tim, we also spoke about technology, and you spoke about how you have an affiliate, which is ERP implementations for other clients.
Yeah.
How do you see tech in accounting? How do you see tech for traditional functions like audit? And of course, we have a lot of tax softwares, but how do you see technology changing the landscape, or how have you seen over the last couple of decades that you've led MBE, been a CPA?
Yeah. So I think it'll evolve. Today, very rapid trends, I think, are the ERP trend, the offshoring trend, or the outsourcing trend. Artificial intelligence is right behind it. It's happening. It's going to just allow us to have a better industry. I truly believe that AI or artificial intelligence won't replace accountants. Accountants who use AI will replace accountants who don't use AI. And so we just have to really be top of mind about it. Today, we use auto population software. We use best of breed technology software in our industry. Our ERP system allows us to connect to marketing software, to HRIS software, and we can really connect with what's called an open API. So we have the ability to teach the softwares to talk.
Amazing.
Our industry has forever been littered with another software to do another function, another software to do another function, and we don't get the softwares connected and teach the softwares to talk.
Absolutely.
At our firm, at MBE, we are really focused on teaching the softwares to talk to advance the value of our time.
Amazing. So, so I have one of the slides, Tim, which I often present at conferences. The slide says, "How do we make accounting sexy again?"
Yeah.
And you know what? People actually have a bigger problem with the word "again."
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and one of the solutions, and one of the things that we're trying to work on is trying to get STEM into accounting. And when you look at a lot of youngsters, Gen Zs, they get very attracted to technology. A lot of STEM fields, a lot of technology, disciplines, not realizing that accounting is actually by itself a STEM field, or evolving to be a STEM field. What do you think about this STEM for accounting, or STEM in accounting education?
Well, it definitely needs to be here. It's coming. It's going to happen. I mean, I think people like you and I, none of us disagree about this. We all know it. It's just a matter of when. I think for me, when I look at the other STEM disciplines, I think for me, what is sexy about accounting is that of the other, say, engineering, I think it is very easy to build relationships in accounting, where in engineering, you're focused on a little bit on the project or the computer programming. Process, yeah. It's a little bit more process orientated. Where here in accounting,
it's people.
It's a lot of people. Because we're doing work for people, and often we know the people we're doing the work for. And where if I'm doing an engineering product, do I know the end user of that product? Not often. Because it's going to go on a larger scale, and it's going to go, I'm going to build something that's going to go into something else and go into something else. With accounting, almost every time when you're working for a client, you can connect yourself to that client with an email or a virtual meeting.
Social network that you build is huge.
Yeah, so I see it as a rich life.
So, Tim, we also now have a lot of Indian accountants that, we're able to sort of work with universities, convert their graduate accounting programs into STEM. Like engineers, accountants now are also eligible for a 3-year OPT work, on their student visa. And that opens up, so while we have an accountant shortage in the US, this opens up floodgates. This opens up a huge opportunity for a lot of Indian accountants who are, excited about coming to the US. They're like the flag bearers of the Indian accounting talent, and they're very excited about living the American dream.
Yeah.
So, first thing, what do you think, or what aspect you is the American dream?
For me, the American dream is to do whatever you want. We just had a friend of mine in here, Vinny, and Vinny came to this country, and I've got tons of friends and clients that have got a similar story from many different countries. Basically they land in this country, they start in a big city, they somehow migrate themselves to a rural area like Wisconsin, and oftentimes they can't speak the language, they don't have much money, and not that many years later, I see them as some of the most successful people that I know. Financially, they're happy, they're multimillionaires. They have all the money they ever could have imagined to do whatever they want. And it's really because they just got up every day, worked hard, treated people right. And, that people gravitate to that. And so for me, that's the American dream, is when you can pick something out that you think you want to do. One of my sayings in life is, if you love what you do, you never go to work.
Wow.
And I just think if I can help people find what they love to do, they never go to work.
And I love what you said. You drive faster to work than back home.
Yeah. And it's a true story. I tell people that all the time. It's because I just want, I feel I'm so excited about what I'm doing every day.
So we're going to have a few of our, alumni, a few of the Indian accountants now working for MBEs.
Yeah, we're super excited about this project.
You are?
Yeah, I think it's going to.
I need to get some feedback that, the interviews that have happened, and I think it's just the beginning of something we're going to make it very big. But, what's your initial feelings, early feelings of this?
In my mind, changing of the world is starting right here.
Wow.
And that's what's exciting, is I know that this is the beginning of something bigger and bigger. And it's not just going to help me, it's going to help the candidates that we bring in.
Absolutely.
And I hope they get to stay in the U.S. long term if that's what they want. If they end up going back to India, we're going to support them over there. They're going to have a career with our firm, no matter where they are. So we're super excited about that. And we're going to help them try to find their passion and help them chase it.
Amazing. This is really, really, really exciting. So what I'm going to do is, Tim, I'm going to now do a quick rapid fire with you.
Okay.
So you're going to be quick. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Butter or cheese?
Cheese.
Early bird or a night owl?
Night owl.
Night owl?
Yes, sir.
So you work late nights. This is from your early days when you were like a young CPA associate.
I can do either, but if I'm going to do one day after day, I'd prefer the night owl.
And what's your favorite accounting software?
My favorite accounting software, it's NetSuite. And we've developed, so NetSuite is on the Oracle platform, and our firm has developed Practice ERP, which is an ERP system just for CPA firms. And we're super excited about it because, again, it's another way I think we're not only we're changing the industry for the better.
Wow. So what's the most challenging accounting task that you've undertaken?
The thing that I love to do the most is working with somebody on succession planning. When a family is talking about succession planning their business to the next generation. And the reason it's the most challenging is because everyone's unique. There is no size 12 shoe that fits every foot.
Absolutely.
Every business, the founder is unique. The next generation is unique. But again, it's personal to a business owner to help. If we can help them transition their business to their family and carry on that legacy of not just legacy of serving an industry or serving a client or providing jobs for the employees, but it's also the legacy of what they've built and a legacy for their family. And everybody, I think the one common thing is whether you're a professional parent or a paternal parent, you just want better for the next generation.
Absolutely.
And that's where, when we're doing succession planning, I feel like we're really making a difference, not just in one life, but two lives.
When you're doing succession planning for others, do you also see succession planning for your own firm?
Yeah.
Like creating such an amazing legacy. I mean, do you get to think about that, or you like?
Yeah, today we're in great hands because we have 11 partners.
Wow.
3 of us are over 50 years old. None of us are over 60.
You look to be, you don't seem to be in that 50 plus club.
I am. But barely.
Barely, yeah, absolutely.
And we have partners under 30 years old.
Wow. Under 30 years old?
Under 35, excuse
35,
me. We have partners under 35, and we have a lot of partners in their early 40s.
So you're saying I could be a 21-year-old associate, a staff joining MBE, and I could perhaps aspire to become a partner in my early 30s?
Yeah, we've made several partners in less than 10 years.
Wow.
And we're really proud of that. You know, the reality is they came in, they worked hard, they earned it, and we didn't say, you have to be this old. The reality is if you do the right things every day and you work hard, that opportunity is there for you.
How do you describe one word for your leadership style, Tim?
Passion.
Wow. So it's your passion, and I think it flows to the entire team. It's like, it's viral.
Yeah, I think so. And we hope that it not just is infectious to our team, but also to our clients. Because if they see that we're passionate and happy about what we do, then they say, oh, we want to be passionate and happy about what we do. And then, of course, that goes and changes how they address their employees and clients. And so it doesn't take, when you think of the impact that you have on others, you don't need many iterations of that, and you've changed the world.
True. What's your most memorable career moment?
Oh boy.
Too many.
Yeah, my most memorable career moment, I can tell you, there's probably a tie, but there are about 4 or 5 partners at MBE that have started with us out of college. They've been here their whole professional career, and they're my partners.
Wow.
And so for me, and I believe the day I'm not here, the firm will just continue to grow, and they will be here their whole career. And I think that's something that, it's been a little bit lost in the world, where an employer is dedicated to the associate, and the associate and the partner are dedicated to the firm.
And it's always mutual, right? It's always mutual. And I think that's where the passion, the emotion, and then not really going to work, being part of an extended family, a professional family, as you said.
Yeah. One of our former presidents used to say, don't ask what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. And that's a lot of the way I feel with a lot of the associates around our firm and the partners is we're consistently trying to do more for the associates and more for the clients. But I actually feel like our associates are trying to do more for the clients and more for the firm. And the clients are trying to be better clients for the associates and the firm. And so I call this the triangle of trust, which is really 3 points of a triangle: the associates, and the clients and the shareholders. And everybody has to trust the other 2 parties in the triangle of trust, or it doesn't work.
Wow. So you have you've created an amazing firm, very entrepreneurial. What's your favorite MBE tradition?
I think it's just really that we're constantly challenging the status quo and just really always trying to raise the bar. Not just raise the bar technically on what we're doing, but raise the bar on customer service, raise the bar on technology. It's, we don't see anything as a project. We see it more as a journey. And the projects are part of the journey, but it's just a consistent professional journey to consistently get better.
If Tim Moy was not an accountant, what would he do?
That's a good one. I don't know. I often wonder that. I think I could do anything. For me, it's a little bit less about what I do and who I do it with and who I do it for.
You're more like a people person.
Yeah. I mean, possibly I've thought, it would be fun to be a professional sports agent. And part of the reason is because I think there's a lot of good people in sports, and there's maybe some people in the agency business that are taking advantage of them.
Got it.
And I wonder if somebody would just come in and do it with heart and passion, if that would be enough to win them over.
Wow.
And honestly, it's hard for me to say what I would do, because it's hard for me to imagine loving something more than what I'm doing right now. But I would suppose, if I'm not going to do it, I got to do something else. I think I'd pick the sports agent.
So if you have a long bucket list of items that you want to do, something on that bucket list that you haven't yet done.
If I'm going to try and find something, the thing I haven't done that we're just starting to do is I haven't really impacted my industry. I haven't been involved on the national scale. I just live a really quiet life here in Baraboo, and it's been comfortable. At 50 years old, I think I figured out some secrets in running a CPA firm successfully. Through Practice ERP, I really want to take it and change the industry. And really because the industry's been so good to me. I joined a MAP group years ago. When I joined that MAP group, we were out of the 25 firms in the MAP group, we were the second smallest and the least profitable. Wow. And really it's on their shoulders, and really that small community of 25 people that helped me improve my firm and get better every day. And so I'm just eternally grateful to the professional community. Our professional community supports each other like any other industry I've ever seen.
And we see that societies and alliances and everybody knows each other.
There's just so many good people in our industry, and good people who care about other people. And just really, it's good people who want to do right every day. And that, I'm sure there's lots of other industries that are like that. I just haven't experienced it to anything like the CPA industry or the accounting industry.
So you're so passionate about CPA, about entrepreneurship, about your firm, about the community. So Tim, so we have a very large pool of thousands of Indian accountants, international accountants who want to come in to the US, and some of them, of course, they want to stay back in their home country and work for global firms from back there. any message that you have for this international community of accountants?
I think the thing I would consider when you're talking about living in the rural Midwest, and we talked about a little bit about, an average 2-bedroom apartment might be $1,250 in Baraboo. And in even a town like Madison or Chicago, it's probably at least double that. And so you have to to pay the extra $15,000 in rent, you have to go make an extra $20,000, $30,000 a year. And that's really part of how you can measure quality of life. And that's really what it is for me, is that the quality of life at MBE, in the communities we serve, in our professional industry, it's really second to none in my mind. And that's really what I would say is we'd love to have you at MBE, whether it's MBE India, MBE Arizona, MBE Wisconsin. It's really just a great life.
So we already have a couple of folks who have been issued offers. They've accepted the offers, and they're joining. I think a few more interviews on the way.
Yes.
Any message for these guys who are joining you next summer?
You'll be here in June. We're super excited to have you. Please, don't be afraid. If we could do something better, we want to know that. This just truly is a collaboration between us and you really are pioneers. You are leading a charge in our industry and really in our firm. You're the first two. And so we're so excited to have you as the pioneers of this effort in our firm. And if there's anything I can ever do to enhance your life or your career or your day, I just want to talk to you.
Thank you so much, Tim. This has been really amazing.
Yeah,
you're a real passionate guy, and I think hats off. And I think we need a lot more managing partners with such high energy.
I truly believe we have the passion in our industry. I think what our industry is we're a little bit introverted, and so what we have to do as leaders in our industry is figure out how to put that passion on display.
And that's why we're getting you leaders on the podcast with like kids.
Yeah.
So I learned podcasting from a 23-year-old. And
yeah, you were saying that. Yeah. Well, we can, there's a lot for us older people to learn from the younger people. And that's one of the things I love about our industry is a lot of times a CPA firm does have a lot of younger people. And I take energy from these younger people every day. So yeah, to the two candidates that are coming, we're just super excited, and I can't wait to have lunch with you or take you out to Devil's Lake or go skiing or boating. So we'll have some fun.
Wow. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you so much, Tim.
Right.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time.